So, hello guys, welcome back to the KP show. This is episode number 5 of our SWOT analysis series. And the team today on the menu is my favorite team, Chennai Super Kings. Although, by looking at us, you would feel he's the one who's a Super King supporter wearing yellow, but it's me. Pratik, again, like with many other teams, my side also is plagued with an injury, and unfortunately, Nathan Ellis is not available for us. The one out of the two good bowlers that we had is not available, and now we are doomed. But either way, let's start talking about our 11 without any further ado. So the openers, now this is where we had a conundrum, but this was cleared by Rutu himself that Ruturaj Gaikwad and Sanju Samson will be opening. The number three slot is an open for all. So there are three options: Sarfaraz Khan, Ayush Matre, Urvil Patel. You go with either one of them. I'm going with Sarfaraz Khan because he has shown a lot of promise. He has done well in Mustaq Ali Trophy as well, and I believe he has got a point to prove. So he's the one that I'm going to go with. Then we'll have Deval Brevis at number 4, Shivam Dubey number 5. Now number 6 we have Karthik Sharma, but this is because MS Dhoni is not available at the start of the tournament because I think he's out of the tournament for a couple of weeks. From third week onwards, he'll be into the side. Then we have Prashant Veer, the all-rounder. Then we have here is an either or situation. We have Jamie Overton to start with, or it could be Akil Hussain if the surface dictates it. Then we have Noor Ahmed, Khalil Ahmed, then Matt Henry, and the impact sub for me at this point will be Rahul Chahar. So, Pratik, without further ado, let's deep dive into the playing 11. What do you think about this one?
CSK opening, I think one of the best opening partnerships, I believe, Sanju and Rituraj, both of them. I would
Mm,
have liked to see Matre
mm,
with Sanju and Rituraj at 3, but it seems Rituraj is going to open, confirmed by himself. So Matre loses out of the 11 for me. Then at 3, I also went with Sarfaraz, reason being Sarfaraz has had a brilliant tournament, brilliant run in domestic in both Smat as well as Vijay Hazare. So, uh, so he gets my nod ahead of Ayush Matre at number 3 or any of the others like Urvil Patel or whoever there is. Then I'll go with number 4, Devald Brevis. Devald Brevis, I think, has had is was in the form of his life coming into the World Cup. Not sure what happened and it didn't really materialize in the World Cup for Devald Brevis with the kind of returns that I was expecting from him. But well, all in all, I think he's in good form, great form. Then we have Shivam Dubey. Shivam Dubey is in the form of his life as a batter, and then the concern starts exactly means how they're going to shape up the middle order. With Jamie Overton being the biggest name there. Then we have Prashant Veer and uh, Karthik Sharma, the two teenagers who they have paid a lot for. And then the bowling will be done led by Noor Ahmed, Khalil Ahmed, and Matt Henry, and then some either of Anshul Kamboj or Mukesh Chaudhary as the impact sub, or even Rahul Chahar is there.
yeah.
So any of the three can come in depending on the surface. I think the playing 11 doesn't look that bad, but again, if you compare it to the top teams, I think there are a lot of glaring holes in it.
Ideally, for me, if Ellis were fit, then he would directly slot in for Overton for me. Yeah, that would mean we would be going a bit light on our bowling,
Batting
sorry,
resources.
on our batting resources. But at least it would have made the bowling a bit better. But since that is not the case, and Overton is literally our only option unless we go with Akil Hussain, but that is only possible if you have that kind of a surface. In that scenario, like Akil Hussain can bowl in the power play, right? But unfortunately, I think we lag there. So yeah, this is the this is the kind of 11 that we put onto the field. Unfortunately, this is what it is. Now, I think before we go any further, this is time for the biggest statement that I'm going to make. So, the playing 11 that I said, Karthik Sharma is in there. Uh, let's talk about the big man, MS Dhoni. I mean, my favorite cricketer of all time. I feel really bad that this definitely will be his last season. Why? Because in the previous seasons, the team always needed MS Dhoni. Like without MS Dhoni, it wouldn't be any better. It wouldn't make a difference. Like if you remove MS Dhoni, it's not gonna. There was no other player on the bench who would make the team drastically well, right? But this season, I think that can happen. Like the team with MS Dhoni would slightly be less better compared to the team without MS Dhoni, which is Karthik Sharma. Now, I'm not saying Karthik Sharma is going to go on and score some 300, 400 runs at that position and win games for us. He's very young, but you have to think about it from a long term perspective as well. I know Karthik Sharma will only be here for a couple of seasons and then you have the mega auction, but I don't see MS going into the next season. Already he has an injury concern this season. Last season was again he played with injuries, so he couldn't bat. We got all that kind of news, right? So I don't think he'll be fully fit for the next season. This will be his last. And given that situation at hand, I think Karthik Sharma will get most of the games, and MS will slightly take a back seat in this season of the IPL. So again, this is also important because none of our top five bowl. Yeah, you can say Shivam Dube can bowl, but we know how bad it can be. So since we don't have that many all rounders, we need proper batters. And if MS is not going to be able to provide that kind of an impact, then probably Karthik Sharma is the one who should play. So I'm saying this with a heavy heart, but it is the truth.
I mean, if you ask me, he should have retired after the 2023 final. I think the lining was on the wall. That could have been a happy high ending for him. Won the trophy for the fifth time as a captain. Everything was, I think, it was a fairy tale ending for him. It could have been, but I don't know why he didn't choose to that time. And after that, it has been a southward journey altogether. Every season after season, the team is deteriorating. If you ask me honestly, means
Yeah.
2024 was still fine. Means they had the goods, they could not make it to the top four. Unfortunately, on net run rate. Then last year it was pathetic. I think they ended last year,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was first time in their history. Then this time again, I think the story, the 11 itself tells the story of their fate.
I
So
think in MS's defense, yes, 2023 should have been the ideal time for him to retire, but 2024 was not that bad of a season considering with the bat MS was very good in that season, and in 2025 also the two or three games that we won, MSD was the better performer in there. I think you cannot. So this team has to be good enough to carry MS Dhoni if you want him to continue, but that hasn't happened in the last couple of years, is how I would put it, because we lacked on one department or the other. Last season there was complete disaster. Like they played punt on a lot of domestic talent to come good, older domestic talent actually to come good. Didn't happen, so it was a disaster. But again, yeah, that's it is what it is. Also, one other thing I had with the auction, instead of Karthik Sharma, probably we should have gone for a Salil Arora along with somebody else, because I told this in our SRH video as well. I highly believe in the potential of this guy, Salil Arora. He and Karthik Sharma are of the similar kind of. I would have preferred to go with Salil because 14 crores is way too much for a youngster. So, yep, that's it. I think there. Let's talk about strengths. Very few strengths. The only strength I could see is the top five. If the top five gets going, I mean, that's the only way CSK can actually do something in this season. Like if the top five go relentlessly, they don't even get out in any of the games. They go crazy. They score 230, 240 every game. Then CSK has a chance. Otherwise, it's all doom and gloom from my perspective.
yeah, I think the batting order, batting the top five is pretty reliable, barring Sarfaraz. Means because Sarfaraz hasn't played a lot of IPL cricket in the last few years. So the other four, I think they're pretty reliable as well as explosive, especially Sanju with the kind of World Cup that he had. Then Shivam
Mm.
Dube, same can be said for him. And again, uh, Dewald Brevis. Dewald Brevis has been batting really well in SA20 and also for South Africa in the internationals. So all in all, I think the batting looks really good if you see the top five. But again, uh, the only that cannot win you games alone. Then another thing I really like about them is their spin attack. Noor Ahmad, Rahul Chahar, and the other guy, maybe Prashant Veer is the new one. Although Chennai wicket historically spun a lot, but in the World Cup, if you see, that is slightly heading towards the batting side of things because all the games, I think Chennai had the best batting wicket in the group stage at least. After that, I don't think they had a lot of games. In fact, India scored 250, I think, in Chennai
Yeah,
against Zimbabwe. Yeah, so
yeah.
all in all, there were high scoring games in Chennai. So again, not sure how the attack will materialize, but it looks good on paper at least, the spin attack. And apart from this, even I don't find any strength. Shivam Dubey, I think Shivam Dubey can be a very important player. Maybe if the wicket is on the slower side, if they prepare that kind of wickets, then he can come handy as a bowler with those cutters, slow cutters.
Yeah,
And batting,
initially,
anyways, he was good.
if we had somebody in for Overton, like let's say we had a Nathan Ellis, then probably I would have pushed out Rahul Chahar, and then I would have ideally I would have started with Ayush Matre, Ruturaj Gaikwad as the Ayush Matre and Sanju Samson as the openers, Gaikwad at number three. Then I would have had Sarfaraz come down the order at number six. Then we would have had extra batter rather than bowler, because as you mentioned, the Chennai wicket is not spin wicket anymore, at least from what we saw in the World Cup. Could be very different in the IPL, but as per that situation. But yeah, that's that. Let's talk about weaknesses. Plenty of them. Plenty of them here. You talk about death bowling firstly. I don't know who's going to be the designated death bowler. Probably they will trust Overton with it. But yeah, Overton and Khalil probably would be the ones to bowl at the death. But before recording this video, when we were discussing, right, every over is a death over for CSK, is what I feel. So yeah, very poor
I
bowling. That is
mean,
the
the thing is the trades that they went through. I mean, Samsung is a major win, but the point is the players that you traded out, they were your important players. I mean, in your system, both the all-rounders, because they are both good all-rounders at least for IPL standard. Sam Curran for England, he plays bowls in most of the games, bats down the order, even can come up as a floater if there are early wickets to slow down the game. Same with Jadeja. I mean, yeah, you brought in a Samson, but I think you lost out a lot as well. So that is one thing. Also, I don't understand their idea. It's kind of an identity crisis for them, if you ask me, because you spend so much on the youngsters. Your entire last season was about that we are going to promote youngsters, buy them and promote them so that they can come good in future. Now, suddenly this season comes in, and I see all the youngsters out of the 11 in maybe 2 weeks because Ayush Matre is already out of the 11. Urvil Patel is out of the 11. The two new youngsters, at best, only one can play. Even if you ask me, I will not play either of them if I want to win my games. When MS is back, he slots in for Karthik. Akil Hossain can come in. And yeah, that pretty much might be for Prashant Veer as well if it doesn't turn up like they are expecting to. So that is something I cannot understand because you are spending heavy on the auction table for these youngsters, but you don't really have a plan on how to use them.
I think at least Prashant Veer should be a constant in the 11, regardless of what happens. That is the only way to do it. With Karthik Sharma, I think Sarfaraz or Karthik, it could come down to a situation where it will be probably a shootout between a Sarfaraz and a Karthik. They could even try Karthik at number three, but I would go with Sarfaraz. I would back him. So that's that. I think let's talk about the top three performers. For me, it was very fairly easy. I'm not even looking beyond Ruturaj Gaikwad, Sanju Samson, and Devald Brevis.
Yeah, I have one change. Instead of Brevis, I have had Noor Ahmed because someone from the bowling will pick wickets, right? At least
Uh,
someone will. I think
yeah, yeah,
he was
someone will pick
second on
some.
the purple cap last year because he didn't play that many games. Otherwise, he would have won the purple cap last year itself. So for Noor,
Yeah.
for me, will be one of the top performers.
Then talking about surprise performance. So I have a uncapped player here. The uncapped player is named MS Dhoni.
I
If he
mean,
plays enough
what
games, then he will
I mean,
be
I
a
want
surprise.
to ask you, I want to ask you, what surprise are you expecting from him after 20 years of cricket?
I am
I really want
expecting
to
that
understand here. I
I
really want to
am
understand here.
to play 10 balls and score 25 odd. That will be his role purely. Don't come in and try to stabilize the innings or whatever. Just go in and whack it out of the park. Score as many as you can. If worst case, what can happen? You will get out on zero every day, which is okay. Nobody is expecting big things from MS Dhoni in 2026, right? And the position at which he will bat, the number seven, number eight, those kind of roles, it's more than enough. Like if we can get a 10 ball 20, also 25, more than enough. So that is the kind of role that I'm expecting from him. And given that this is definitely his last season, I would want him to go out on that high. At least he can go hard and die trying. That's what I want from him. Who's your surprise performer?
I really wanted to go with Matre because I liked his gameplay a lot last year, and also he won the Under 19 World Cup as a captain. But it seems he's pushed out of the 11. So my pick will be my surprise pick will be Prashant Veer because it's almost sure that he's going to play and perform both the roles. I mean, he will
Mhm.
bowl as well as bat, so he can have a big say on the things.
Yep. Yep. I think it's time for the big question now. We know the answer. I mean, we pretty much gave it out when we were talking about the 11. Do you think CSK has the team to make it to the playoffs?
No, no way. I
Yeah.
mean, if with
Yeah.
this team, if they can make it to the playoffs, I think everybody won. Every other team hasn't done their job even 50%. I'd say because the problem is, I literally don't see the bowling. I don't see the bowling apart from Noor. Nobody. I mean, let let's not talk about world class. I don't even see great, greatness anywhere in the
Yeah.
bowling. So
I think the CSK has a serviceable bowling lineup is how I would put it. Not good, not extremely bad either, but serviceable kind of. I mean, very condition specific, and I think the only way CSK can defy the odds is if the top five bat out of the skin, and we can put on a show like we did in 2021. And I think the problem here is other teams have caught up. Other teams are much better in quality, so that is where I believe it won't be possible to bat teams out of the games with the bowling lineup that we have. So yeah, it's going to be a no that they're not making it to the playoffs, and I will be actually happy if we can make it some position better than number seven. If, at least even if we're
means
seventh, also
you
if
are aiming
even if
for a
we're
mid-season finish,
yeah,
mid-table
even
finish.
even if we are number seven and we are playing all the youngsters and giving them enough opportunities, if we are at least doing well with the bat, I would be extremely happy and I'll take it with both hands and give a good farewell to MS Dhoni. Last 2 3 games at least he should play. I'm planning to go in Chennai, so I hope at least that is that is happening for me in this season. Other than that, title contention, forget title contention. Even playoffs, top five, not a chance. Number seven is the best case scenario for me, like I said. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of this video. We'll see you in the next one. So the next team on our menu is CSK's first opponent, and it is Rajasthan Royals. So we'll see you in the next one. Up until then, ciao.